All right. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Friday, January 14th at 7:11 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. As always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Looking at the fear and greed index, 21. All right, looking at the market in general this morning, the top 100 over the last 24 hours. As we can see yesterday, everything was in the green. Now we have a mix of green and red today for sure. Market definitely hitting a little bit of turbulence with Bitcoin's volatility recently. Any big green players? Dogecoin's up like 12%. Nothing decided to run. Who else? Convex Finance, whatever that is, it's definitely up a bit. Frax. And what is Secret? It really made a run, didn't it? 29%. SCRT. Look at that one. Okay, so trading volume last 24 hours on Binance is 1.7 billion for Bitcoin explicitly. It's all right, not extraordinary. Of course, over here, that was at cryptometer.io, but which is looking just at Binance. Looking at the overall big exchanges, the volume it says here over at Live Coin Watch is 23 billion. Think that's probably including a good deal of wash trading, if you ask me. Anyway, still looking to find a really good source for daily Bitcoin volume. I know we're live and all, but can I see that cryptometer? Can I see that? I wonder if I can see that here for BTC. Let's show up metrics. What about trades? Can I see volume here? Total volume. There we go. So total volume across large exchanges. This is we're gonna officially kill Live Coin Watch. Looking here at cryptometer.io at Bitcoin, we can see last volume, last 24 total by volume, which would be over. I'm not sure what time frame, but it looks like the last 24 hours is what it's seeing here. 3.6 billion. That would make sense. That's actually not particularly bad for a Friday at this time, going into the weekend, especially with the recent volatility. So volume is low. But if it's above 3 billion, at least the market's kind of moving. 4 or 5 billion, much better. And past that, we're in moon territory. Dropped by 16%. That's probably last 24 hours. So boom, I do like it. So there we go. Not bad volume going into the weekend. Looking at spot trading pairs on Binance, 18 billion last 24 hours. We want to see at least 30 or 50 billion really for a happening day. So we have low volume, but it is up 38% last 24 hours. So that's not so bad. 61 billion for derivatives on Binance last 24 hours, up 38%. Not too bad. You want to see 75 for a good day. So we're doing pretty good derivatives wise. I will mention spot trading, of course. We looked at it on Binance, but Coinbase definitely stepping up these days. 3.8 billion, roughly, up 22%. And overall, all the big exchanges are up a good deal as far as percent-wise last 24 hours. So we're seeing a lot of volatility. Bitcoin's price action is kind of suffering a bit, but volume is, for a Friday right now, not too bad. Not great, but not bad. Let's see how the weekend progresses. I definitely think if volume can stay above 3 billion over the weekend, that's going to be pretty darn good for Bitcoin explicitly across big exchanges. All right, looking at open interest for those of you who played such games, 13.9 billion across the big exchanges, and change last 24 hours is negative 2.88%. All right, looking at this cool 10-second chart here. Bitcoin definitely, as you can see, took a dump recently, another dump recently. We definitely wiped a lot of longs out. That was pretty darn tragic, but it's slowly working its way up. Watching the general mood of the buys and sells that I see coming in here. I don't see any extreme battles going on right now. So maybe I don't see, that's good. So I could expect to possibly see a nice gradual recovery. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance for Bitcoin, 72% long, 27% short. looking at longs and shorts on Binance for Ethereum, 69% long, 30% short. In general, a long bias for the two big players there on Binance. Now, looking at the daily chart, yesterday, sadly, was a red candle. Today, so far, forming up is a red candle. We had an epic, gorgeous MACD cross, which is now kind of it's still in play. It definitely uncrossed, I think. Now it's crossing again towards the positive. Let's see how that rolls. If we can get some distance on the histogram here, as you can see, we are kind of cross positive here in the daily. This is Bitcoin versus USDT on Binance. We're starting to get a positive histogram. So has some volatility. This hasn't kind of widened as quickly as I would like, but let's see how it rolls. We're still on the positive side of things. I think overall, with a daily MACD cross, even though we've had some red candles on the daily, and we're kind of working on one today. Let's see how we close today going into the weekend, because interesting stuff. Some people are noting that we're having a 50 moving average crossing under the 200 moving average, and the 50 moving average. 50's crossing under the 200, and I guess you could also say, I forget what a golden cross is. Is that the 100? I think. So if I change my 200 to 100, is that still crossing? Yeah, okay. So some call that a death cross, I guess, when the 50 goes under the 100 on the daily. Also, it is now kind of shaping up for a cross under the 50 is shaping up for a cross under the 200 possibly too. So I don't know. Sometimes that plays out and has a big effect. Sometimes it has none. I don't know. We're seeing some serious volatility. We're already under the 200 moving average. So really, we're looking for just to see some nice positive action here on this daily MACD. I think it's good enough. If we can just keep widening that histogram, I really don't care about the golden death cross, whatever. Looking at the Bitcoin chart on a 45-minute, as you can see, we had this glorious, glorious, glorious revolution right here. We definitely broke above the 200 moving average. Go on now, thing, go away. We broke above the 200 moving average, broke above the 314, challenged top of the RSI cave. Beautiful, beautiful movement. The chart was looking great. We, as you can see right here, boom, somebody pushed that thing down. They did not like it. Oftentimes, if you are watching over here, I'm gonna link this. I'll put this here in the live chat, and let's see, live chat, so you guys can see it. So it'll be there, and I'll pin this too as a comment under the video. That's probably, if we look, you could probably match that up with here when the mega friggin' cells came in. So we were seeing some whale battles there. Right now this morning, life's looking pretty calm. $1.9 million buy, 916K buy, 522K buy. So anyway, seeing a little bit more towards the large buys, and we're not really seeing a lot of whale negative pressure right now. So this is something to watch. Just for what it's worth, I really get the mood of the market when I watch this, and you can watch it in different time frames. I think it has a value. So anyway, let's go back to the 45-minute chart. So definitely some whales pushed the sucker down. It tried to bounce off the 314, couldn't do it. It ranged between the 200 and the 314 here on the 45-minute chart. Broke below the 200, hit the bottom of the RSI cave. Now it's pushing back up. It's all about right now, really, this very, very moment. Are we going to see a nice break above that 200 moving average or see rejection? Let's see. I'm right now looking at the whales versus, the whale buy sell ratio. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of pressure to try to push it down. So let's see. If we can break above the 200 moving average and start ranging again, we are back in business. The indicators all look like they've had their ass kicked recently on this short time frame, but they are recovering. Let's see. It's all about the 200 moving average cross right here on the 45-minute chart. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly, we have a wick above. Not bad at all. The hourly is kind of interesting because it never made it above the 314 moving average, really, except for a wick. Although the indicators look as like a stronger recovery here on the hour. It takes a little bit of the volatility out that you usually see in the 45-minute chart. 45-minute chart is for us crazy people. Try it out. It will work for you, maybe. Not financial advice, but it shows you a lot. I find that on the short time frame here, it gives you a better idea of what Bitcoin is going to do compared to the hour, and see what you think. Let's actually quickly look at the 1 hour chart here. For the Stochastic Rsi, you can see we've hit the bottom and we have a strong tangent. We're back in the buy area. So I think the 1 hour stochastic RSI, and the 45-minute one is looking really powerful. So Let's watch for that break above the 200 moving average. If that happens and we can continue up, boom, we're going to be good to go. If we range between the 200 and the 314, sideways is good enough, but really want to see that 200 and 314 break above on the 45-minute chart. And as I mentioned the other day, the longer you can stay there, like we'd stay there we were above the 200 for a while, as you can see, and really that 314 break would have kind of killed it. But anyway, a day like right here was nice. Got above the 200 and 314 for a while. So really we were starting to form up pretty strongly. So anyway, guys, short time frame, I know, but has a lot of power right there. All right. Looking at the, yes, once you stay above the 200, really make it at the 200 and the 314. 200 is good enough, but let's say the 200 and the 314, you can stay above those for 12, 24 hours. You really start getting a lot of confidence in the market. That's when you definitely see alt plays start to really get crazy. Looking at Bitcoin versus USDT here on the 4-hour chart, it was kind of a moment of, we had a little bit of glory. We could all kind of celebrate for a while. We got back in that 618 pocket here on the 4-hour chart. That was looking wonderful. You can definitely see the buy sell volume down here. Definitely those whales were just friggin' doing those buys. I mean sells. They were just like, you are not going to do this. But the bullish whales did win out. Right now, we are definitely seeing a bit of a downturn. These are somewhat indecisive here, these indicators, but let's see how it rolls. We have a red directional index. ADX is in the wrong spot. Squeeze indicator. Let's see which way it goes. KRI is perking up. Stochastic Rsi definitely shows oversold. Time to get back in. Very talented by Lazy Bear is not. It's kind of indecisive right now, but it is hanging out here in the play zone, I guess you would say. So let's see how this kind of rolls. I would just be careful right now. I would love to see in the 4-hour chart the Bitcoin push back up, above 42,210. Get back in that RS and that sweet 618 golden pocket there on the 4-hour chart, because really this, if we take a brief look here, this 4-hour chart, this Fibonacci sequence here on the 4-hour chart has proven to be pretty darn good. It's kind of sticky. It kind of works. So I keep this one up. Going back to when we started running up back on the 20th of July, you can see this really has played out. And the 618 pocket definitely has been a spot of support and resistance. So is the .5 especially. And I like what I'm seeing. So definitely we were pushing hard back in that 618 golden pocket. Didn't hold it. So let's see how it rolls. Today on the short time frame, honestly, it is all about whether we break above this 200 moving average or if we get rejected and continue down. If we get rejected and continue down, maybe we'll see a weak ass weekend. Right now, it's anyone's guess which way we're going to go. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. Where are we at there? Okay, definitely something you can watch. I mean, this is if you're really playing hard this weekend. But if you put an alert in, which I'm going to do right now, for on the 15-minute chart, watch for Bitcoin to where's my thing? Sorry, guys, there it is. My stuff's a little funny. The way it's set up here. So on the 15-minute chart, watch for that breakout, that break above the 200 moving average there on the 15-minute chart. If you see that happen, and it looks like indecisive. The world's indecisive right now. So, let's see what Bitcoin can do. Let's see what it can do this morning. Let's look at some alts, because they're definitely, this is the kind of time, this is the kind of environment where you got to trade hard and find those plays. And there are some out there. We can always make money. It's just a matter of how much effort you have to put to find those needles in the haystack. So Ethereum versus USDT 45-minute chart. I like this because even with Bitcoin's volatility on the 45-minute chart, we did bounce off the 200 moving average, but we did not go below it. Ethereum starting to get some real strength. This chart here, well, not exactly time to party yet, but let's look at a 1-hour chart. 1 hour, come on, render. Yeah, 1 hour, we're just riding just under that 200 moving average. So I'm watching this thing. 1 hour chart looks a little bit better. The 45-minute chart is working for me here. So I'm going to watch for this thing to start moving. If we get a directional index in the green, ADX is in a good spot already. Squeeze indicator turns up. If we can get the SMU binary candles to get back in the blue, KRI to perk up, Stochastic Rsi right now, the tangent's in the wrong way, but it's in the play zone. I like how on a 45-minute chart, Stochastic Rsi, anyway, translated by Lazy Bear, are starting to show maybe time for a turn up. If it does turn up, we're kind of in a right spot. I like it, especially if we see a nice breakout above the 314 moving average here on the 45-minute chart. So I'm watching this one. Definitely could be a play. Let's look at a 4-hour chart just to get an idea, a little bit grander picture. 4-hour chart, do note we are still, overall on the 4-hour chart, we do have this, I'm just going to call it a downtrend. We're below the 200 moving average. So, and the indicators are, well, on the 4-hour chart, Stochastic RSI is showing time for kind of a turn up there. Look at all this red on the SMU binary candles. So in general, Ethereum versus USDT is still on overall a downtrend, but it is, with Bitcoin's volatility, it's holding above that 200 moving average on the 314. So it got this pump recently with Bitcoin. It looked good and it did not break below the 200 moving average. I kind of call that strength. And that makes me want to look at here. We'll go to Ethereum versus BTC on the 45-minute chart. Ethereum versus BTC. This chart's not one I would exactly play yet, but we are above the 200 moving average. I like that. We're ranged between the 200 and the 314. Definitely going to watch if Ethereum begins to, sometimes Ethereum can lead the recovery. A recovery, and if it does, watch this one, Ethereum versus BTC, one of my dream trades. I love getting in that one. I'm watching this one close today for a 314 breakout there in the 200 moving average. I'm sorry, for a 314 breakout. It's already above the 200. If we get a nice bam, if we get a nice break above that, definitely could be a play. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. How's that doing? Overall, still though, but still, do remember we are overall in a downtrend there. So, but if we do look at recently, Ethereum is starting to be like, I'm not taking this shit anymore, and it wants to get out of this kind of bearish market. So let's watch this one on the 45-minute chart. This could be definitely a powerful play. So watch that 314 breakout. Maybe this is going to be a play if these indicators turn up. This SME binary candles already is. Squeeze indicator by Lazy Bear. I'm sorry, a squeeze indicator, but not by Lazy Bear. Squeeze indicator definitely showing the wrong direction. But let's watch this one. I'm watching this one close today. This definitely could be a great trade, and the tangent is not turned up yet. But on the Stochastic RSI, we're seeing some. Looks like it's getting to be about time for a turn up there. On the hourly, tangent is turned up. I like that. So I'm watching this. Ethereum BTC definitely could be a great play. One of the things I like about this trade is, even if I'm kind of, being a little bit crazy with an Ethereum versus BTC trade, if you blow it, you're an ETC, isn't the greatest loss. And ultimately, usually, if you blow your trade, if you don't quite get in at the right time, time will eventually, fix you. Here's one, Rose versus USDT. This is the thing I wanted to look at today, especially as even though Ethereum and BTC are kind of like flaccid, they're weak, as in WEAK, and might be on the way up. Do note that there's the alts that are just going to lose their minds. There always are, and you play hard to find those. So this is one that blockchain education has really been looking at. We've been trading it out of this guy here. SME binary candles are blue. They're nice. They're positive. KRI is good. Stochastic RSI is showing kind of overbought right now. Which also there, Lazy Bear is showing, boom, we're in a good spot. Squeeze indicator is positive. Got green directional index. ADX is a little bit low right now, but it is at like 16 or so. So right now, we're sort of doing this this deal here. We're kind of consolidating, you might say, after all this crazy run. But look at that, Rose versus USDT. This might only be working. You play this one. Okay, go ahead. It's on Binance. It's on Bybit. It's on KuCoin. I like to see that. So why I like to see things on KuCoin and Binance is, like I say, I'm playing KuCoin more recently, just because basically, Binance, I get a little bit, I don't like I like just to play exchanges that you can use as a US user, where Binance, let's face it, a lot of naughty people are using it from the US who, just be careful about such things, because, just be careful. Watch your ass on that one, because ultimately, especially if you are, pro and you do taxes, realize that you are sending the great eye of Sauron, the fact that you were doing something you shouldn't have been doing. You were trading, outside of the realm you should be. Be careful. We live in a definitely a surveillance state, and don't think that Binance does not know what you're doing and who you are. And I'll and ultimately they're not going to keep that data to themselves if the man from this country asks, or the man from your country asks, if you know what I'm saying. So be careful about that. I endorse the crap out of KuCoin if you're a US user out, rather than Binance. Just protect yourself. Be careful. Be smart. Rose versus USDT. This one's looking great. Look at that beautiful run up. This thing has been just a machine. Really, I kind of see maybe slightly retraced today. Just because these indicators show maybe it's time to go, we're going sideways. Watch this one, watch it definitely like on like a 15-minute chart. I know I'm talking about ridiculous time zone, time frames. So I'm kind of talking to everybody, not just, so, I know some people might say, you're trading a 15-minute chart. What? You're crazy. I'm like, this is for everybody. So, some of this will speak to some people, some of it will not. But look at this. We're seeing a beautiful break below and a break above the 15-minute chart, 200 moving average indicator. This chart actually looks pretty darn good. So watch this one. However you want to play it. Get to know Rose versus USDT because this is definitely just a friggin' righteous trade. Watch this one. Do it how it suits you. I'm kind of looking at Rose versus USDT more than Rose versus BTC. Mainly because Rose versus BTC is only on Binance. But if you play on Binance, this chart, Rose versus BTC is looking pretty darn good. Kind of the same, maybe a little bit better versus BTC right now. But it's one we will be watching. Definitely, I think the sucker's got more. Well, I am watching it on Binance, even though I'm trading it on KuCoin, just because the volume on Binance makes for better charts. Sol. Everyone likes Solana versus BTC. Okay, so we've been doing pretty good recently. Bitcoin's volatility did push Sol versus BTC back down to the 314 moving average and just slightly below right now. Chart does look like it's turning up. This is kind of a good looking chart. Madrid ribbons, all the EMAs did turn negative red, as you can see by the red diamond here, but we have not gone below the 200 moving average. We're not even really ranging between the 200 and 314 moving average on the 45-minute chart. So I'm going to watch Sol versus BTC for a turn up today. If they can get back above that 314 moving average and hold it, definitely the indicators look in favor of Sol versus BTC pushing. I like that today, this weekend. Let's see if it can, if it can hold it up. Sol versus BTC. I'm sorry, Sol versus USDT. I love this one because you can play it on Coinbase, which means you can trade it on pro.coinbase.com. You got it on Binance, and you got it on KuCoin. So let's just look on Binance. Sol versus Tether. And just a tip for everybody out there. Charts in general look best, smoothest off of Binance, even if you're trading on a different exchange, just because, Binance is where the volume is. And they're reporting through by their APIs, even though sometimes it doesn't work. When it works, it's good. I won't belabor that. Sol versus USDT. Break above the 314 and 200 recently. It's bouncing off the 200. Probably going to range between the 200 and 314. Indicators look indecisive to me, but definitely it's not an all that's been crushed by Bitcoin's recent volatility, which is something to note about overall market strength. Like if we look at Ethereum versus USDT here on the 45-minute chart, it did get pushed down and pushed up. Well, pushed up, then pushed down by Bitcoin's volatility. But it did not go below the 200 moving average, except for this latest little wick there. And in general, its chart does look like it's kind of in turn-up land. Looking at Rose versus BTC, sideways action right now, rolling with the volatility, but it wants to play. It wants to move. Sol versus USDT. Look at that. It didn't really go below 200 moving average. It's doing all right. Indicators in general look like it could be turn up time. If it just ranges between the 200 and the 314, that isn't so great. But if it can get above that 314 again, start pushing. Sol versus USDT definitely has some energy in it. Sol versus BTC, which we already kind of looked at. It didn't even hit the 200. Sol versus BTC is trying to get above that 314 again, and not just range between the 200 and 314. Chart definitely a little crazy, but it's not looking too bad. This machine, SPX versus BTC, looking at a Fibonacci sequence that starts back when it started running at the end of December. You can see right now we got in that 618 pocket, bounced above, got below the .5, went up to wick to the 382. Got rejected, came back down. Now we're moving up again. So Sol versus BTC, SPX versus BTC. If you can play this one, where's this one on? It's on Binance, Polynex, Bittrex. Bittrex is a good one. No, Bittrex, nice Seattle exchange, and also it's on KuCoin. It's great. A lot of people can play this. It's moving up again. This chart is really not bad looking right now. It's still early in the day. I'm gonna let things ride a little bit before I hop back in. But maybe if we can get a 382 break above, and it can continue moving. Right now, I don't want to play it if it's just going to range between the 5 and the 382 fib sequence. But if we can get a strong break above the 382 and find some support there, maybe I'll play it again. Things tend to do what they've done. I could see it making a run back to the top again. So watch this one. It's above the 200 and 314 by far. Indicators looking pretty darn good. Let's look at it's SXP, not SPX, SXP USDT. Can you play that? You can play it on Binance, KuCoin, Bybit. So anyway, let's look at on Binance. SXP versus BTC. How's that one doing? Chart looks relatively the same. Man, I could run the fib, but it's going to pretty much match. That's just remarkable. So SXP versus USDT. Look at that thing. Look at this channel it's got going. This is the thing about right now. Even though, we got stuff that's running. You just gotta trade hard, have tenacity to find it. Like watch me every day, belong to a trading group like Blockchain Education or Trade Genius, and that will really help you find these because everybody's chatting all 24/7. Look at that channel; it's kind of respecting on SXP versus USDT. It's kind of respecting the middle of this channel. I mean, that's just friggin' glorious. Can I switch this to SXP versus BTC? Will I lose my little channel there? Is it going to work? I could draw it here. See, can I get rid of all my drawings there? And let's just see, can I make a channel here? Bam, it's respecting the channel there versus BTC. Made a perfect bounce almost off the heartbeat of that channel. So anyway, this is one to watch, man. SXP, whatever it is, it's friggin' it wants to party, man. It's just running. So versus BTC, I'll briefly mention this one because it's on KuCoin. It's not, its action's not too explosive. But the thing to note about this is that even with Bitcoin's volatility, it went to its 200 moving average and it worked and bodied down to it, but it's staying above, and overall it's continuing, an uptrend. I mean, it kind of got kicked in the butt here. Sure. It certainly did get, boom, kicked in the butt there. But overall, since then, we've been in an uptrend. And if we were to, can I get a channel rocket now? Let's see. Can I find me one parallel channel? Is it, let's just be a little bit, this is our reality. We can make it do what we want, and look at that. You could kind of, I know that's a little bit hokey, but no, that kind of fits. So watch this guy for a bounce about 200 moving average in the bottom of this kind of channel it has going, and a move up. The directional index is in the green. ADX is too low, but turning up. Squeeze indicator is back in the green. Binary candles are positive. KRI is tangenting down, but positive. Stochastic Rsi, it's cool. It's in the play zone, showing a positive move. And even wave channel oscillator by Lazy Bear is kind of showing the same thing. Definitely. Sol versus BTC could see a turn up today. I've not had a chance to put together a good report on Flux. Sorry, forgive me. I will do that for everybody. So I think it's a very interesting project. Flux versus USDT. Where can you play this one? Binance, Bittrex, KuCoin, and Kunex. Really, it's working this channel. A lot of volatility in this channel for sure. But the deal that it has with NVIDIA, I just think this is high octane speculation, definitely not financial advice. But this chart's not looking too bad. Definitely had its ass handed to it recently with Bitcoin's volatility. We're kind of seeing a turn up today. Let's zero in a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not holding its 200 moving average right now. It broke below. But overall, this is kind of a long-term one. I'm going to keep watching this because definitely, I think, watch for this guy to break above that 200 moving average today. And if it does, watch for a run back to the top of this channel, which could be around 3.223. Anyway, be watchful. Just checking my little Telegram chat here. And I want to, okay. That's kind of good enough for the day. We've looked at things, but let's go back here real quick. This is a great site. I love it. I have to update some of these things that I look at over on bitcoindailyview.com. I'm going to update some of the indicators just so you can get to all these easy. I love this one, livebitcoincharts.com. I'll put that in the live chat here. put that link, and also I'll put it over on the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram. Definitely, I would really recommend, if you so desire, to belong to the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram. We're always talking crap there, trading memes, having fun, and putting in charts and stuff like that. So let's just note some of this green in the market. This is a great way to see what the market is doing. It's mood right now. It's wonderful. So I mean, well, its mood is a little bit cranky right now, but the mood, but it's an easy way to see it. So Dogecoin playing hard today. Whatever convex finance is, CVX. I've heard of that before. CVX is playing hard today, and so is Secret, SCRT. So let's look at those before we go. I try not to make these too long, but Doge versus USDT. Let's look on Binance. Doge versus USDT, for whatever reason, this thing rocked. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it did, but it did. So it's coming down to the 200 moving average here again for a while, and it just moved. And chart in general still looks good at the top of the RSI cave. Be watchful, but looking at the energy of this chart, it very well may continue up. It's too steep to even truly get a real channel on, but let's do a fib on this thing. You can see very clearly where it began to run up. Let's look at that and see where we are. It's kind of coming down to the 382. Actually, this fib sequence really fits. This is actually very powerful. Short time frame, I know. I'm not going to kid you. This is kind of crazy stuff here. But if we look at this fib sequence, I'm going to use that wick there where it started. Boom. The 618 golden pocket was relevant. It kind of stopped at the had some resistance there at the 0.5, 382. It seems to be in play along with the 236. So right now it's a 382 bounce. And now it's beginning to, in my opinion, it looks this chart could continue moving. I'm not really confident, but this is a nice breakout. Let's see what it does. If you're a Doge versus, if you're a Doge player, you're probably pretty happy right now. Maybe got you out of that, turned your bag green again. I don't know. I don't know how to play this one. This kind of quick pump on a coin that I don't know why it's pumping. Probably news. Did Elon do a crank pick or something like that? I don't know. Did he what's going on there? I don't know why. They don't need a reason to run, but I don't trust this quite yet. I don't know. I'm not gonna. No, I'm just not in the mood for it. Let's go back here real quick. Who else is? Oh, Filecoin in the green today. No, Filecoin's in the red. Oh, Ethereum Classic in the green. Not bad, just barely, but in the green. That's cool. Monero in the green, about 2-3%. I kind of like that. Let's look at Kovacs. CVX is one you see oftentimes making news. CVX. I don't even know what it was, what its real name was. I kind of don't know things past their ticker really. Oh man, this is glorious. Look at that. You got a beautiful 200 cross, 314 cross. It came down to the 314 for a slight bounce. It's moving up. It's been kind of affected by Bitcoin's volatility. It's recovering very quickly. Indicators are strong. Honestly, I would expect this guy to go sideways or possibly continue moving up. CVX versus USDT. That's a damn strong chart. CVX versus BTC. Can only play that on Binance, but that's a darn strong chart. This thing, it's just pushing a little bit indecisive there against BTC, but still. What else did we see over there that's kind of making a good play today? That's a good push. Yeah, Secret, whatever that is. SCRT. SCRT versus USDT on CoinEx. Okay, so this is one of those that's only on annoying exchanges. All right, but still, man, pushing really hard. These indicators look like it's probably about to top of the RSI cave there. I'd wait for a retrace on this one, but this one is pushing hard. SCRT versus USDT. How else can I play this one against USD? You can play it against USD on Binance. Maybe. How about SCRT versus BTC? Anyway, it seems to be, just doesn't seem to be on a lot of exchanges. But anyway, it is a top 100 coin. It's pushing hard. If you can play it where you trade, go forth. It's actually a pretty darn strong chart. I like that. So we got things that are making stuff happen. We really do. So we're going to keep on it. I'm going to rock out and do, I'm going to keep after it. And like I say, I'm going to be watchful this weekend. I'm going to be trading hard this weekend. I'll come on now and then and do shorter, videos and just be like, look, I see some good setups. Boom. This is what I mean. Oh, also I wanted to mention, this is one not to be missed. One versus USDT. I believe it's called Harmony. I don't even know what it is. Honestly, I have no idea what it is, but it is friggin' moving. Look at that. So even though you got the Bitcoin volatility, you got stuff which is moving. And look at this. This is pure like blockchain education trading rules right here. Boom. You had a strong break above the 200 and the 314 within 1 or 2 candles. So you got the little blue diamond, blue blitz merit badge. Also all the Madrid ribbons, the EMAs turn up at the same time. All that right there. That is a powerful, powerful entry. It did kind of lose it for a bit, came back down to the 200 moving average, but ever since it's been running, it's kind of going sideways right now. Bitcoin's volatility, I think it's going to have a lot of alts doing that. Overall, this chart to me looks like, man, a bit neutral. It's kind of in sideways zone right now. It's in consolidation. Doesn't exactly know what to do. That's fine. I think Bitcoin, its volatility is going to be causing a lot of alts to be doing this sideways consolidation pattern. But if they stayed above the 200 moving average and the 314 and in general look good and their indicators aren't totally potty with that Bitcoin's volatility, these are ones to watch for sure. So I'm gonna be watching this one versus USDT. Bam, what a powerful player. And where can you play this one versus BTC? About one versus BTC. Oh, it's on a lot of good exchanges. One versus BTC, not just USDT. Still beautiful upwards channel, looking strong. Indicators took a good hit with Bitcoin's volatility, but that's one to watch also. So anyway, we'll add this to our list here. It's doing great. SXP versus BTC. Look, it's still pushing. I think it's going to break that 382 fib very, very shortly. It's in this channel. Indicators are looking great. SXP. Wow. So, we got a lot of good rows. Once again, it's pushing. Look at that. Sol versus BTC. It wants to play. So Ethereum, it doesn't want to just give up like Bitcoin's kind of been doing. It's staying above its 200 moving average. It's ranged between the 200 and 314. Ethereum versus BTC. If Ethereum rules the recovery, if that happens, it's definitely Ethereum versus BTC could be a trade. Ethereum versus USDT. It's bouncing off the 200 moving average. Looks like it wants to challenge that 314, get above on the 45-minute chart. That is pretty wonderful. Bitcoin, which way are you going right now? Okay, Bitcoin's starting to make a run, starting to push this morning. In a 15-minute chart, the directional index is back in the green. Squeeze indicator showing is green again. Binary candles are about to turn positive. KRI is looking good. One to watch. Let's just watch. Bitcoin's gotten volatile. It got kind of flaccid. Let's just see what happens. How the whales versus whale. Oh, look at that. Definitely who's winning right now. Bulls versus bears on the whale game here. Seems like the bulls have a little bit more velocity right now after that dump. Definitely. Well, there goes. You can see right here by all the green downward candles there, or candles or whatever you want to call them. That's an indicator for longs versus shorts getting wrecked. We saw a lot of longs get wrecked here. Oh my God, a lot of longs get wrecked here. A lot of longs get wrecked here. It was a bad night for longs, let me tell you. And right now for shorts, F you bastards. Now you here see they're getting wrecked right here. You can see. So time for some payback, bitches. Anyway. $1.3 million buy. Amen. Let's keep that up. I think we're starting to see some real nice bull pressure on the 15-minute chart. With that said, everybody, remember, what do we see here? What do I think about LTC? Only person watching. Yeah, quite. I don't have a lot of live streamers, people that watch, especially if I don't put out a warning, an hour or two before. But you know what? I'm starting to get a couple hundred views now, like throughout the day. So, I do it for myself and the friends that watch it live or later. So anyway, guys, a very small little channel, but I keep at it because all that I'm doing is I'm pretty much just doing my morning routine, but I'm doing it out loud because I talk to myself a lot. And if I have a microphone in front of me, people think that, I'm talking to myself. Anyway, what do you think about LTC? Let's look at LTC real quick. Look at TradingView here, tradingview.com. You got your LTC versus USDT. Let's look on Binance. LTC versus Tether. Oh, look at that. Badass. This is good. Let's let it render here. Where are my moving averages? Come on now. LTC just woke up this morning. I don't quite get why I'm not seeing all my indicator stuff. For some reason, this is not. There it is. Oh, this is beautiful. I think it's friggin' wonderful. I think LTC is back in the game. LTC, broke above that 200 moving average back on like the 11th of January. Got above the 314 on the 12th of January. So this is like this is the 14th of January. Okay, so this is LTC versus UTC on Binance. Even with Bitcoin's volatility this morning, it stayed above its 314 moving average. Only wicked below, made a bounce. Look at that rocket ship to Pluto. Indicators turning green. I like what I'm seeing here. Overall, this looks really, really good. Just do note this for LTC versus USDT that we are. This is a big one. This here, an 8 moving average will help you go far. You will never on any time frame stay very far above it or below it. You're always going to kind of return to it. So there, the red moving average here, if you can see it, is the 8 moving average. Litecoin versus USDT is pushed really hard. Top of the RSI cave here. And the RSI cave indicator is over there on BitcoinDelayedView.com. You can find it. Just search for RSI. This is going ahead. This cave is very, very cool. How it computes this, it gets kind of crazy, but it works. Anyway, we're breaking above the RSI cave. We're far from the 8 moving average, but we are above the 200 and 314. A beautiful move. I mean, this is nice to see. I like what I'm seeing. I mean, this is very, very grooving. So overall, I mean, LTC versus BTC is back in the game. I mean, it is. This chart's strong. We're probably going to see a retrace. I have no doubt. But with that said, directional index is green. ADX is it's like 9. Wait for it to hit like 15, 20, start moving up. Get a retrace. Let the ADX catch up to around like 15, 20. Squeeze indicators in the green. Binary ribbons are showing a binary indicator. SME binary, binary. SME binary thing is looking good. KRIs in the green. Stochastic Rsi, which translated by Lazy Bear, do show slightly. We're getting into that overbought territory, and that would make sense looking at it. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. This is a big deal. Look at that 4-hour chart. You can see, LTC has just in general been on this just wretched downwards, slope for quite a while. But what's happening this morning on the 4-hour chart? All of our indicators are good or trending towards good. We have a real push. Where are we at here on the 4-hour chart? We're right now we're challenging that 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. This is a lot of push, but the Madrid ribbons or the EMAs, they are now green. This has all happened very, very quick. Not sure why it's happening, but watch especially for if we can break above the 200 moving average here on the 4-hour chart, find support, and then start to do kind of something like this. In kind of a range, sorry about that, kind of a, range between the 200 and 314 on that 4-hour chart. That's definitely going to be a eventual blast off. So thanks for mentioning that. LTC versus USDC. I'm probably going to get in on this, to be honest with you. I'm going to wait for a bit of a retrace. This is just too much push to keep going. But after a retrace, it definitely has set itself up to be a strong chart. So once we get a basically kind of a plummet, unless this thing just sort of goes like just boom, I think it's worth getting in the game. LTC versus BTC on Binance. Also, it's nice that you can play this on Coinbase, Bitfinex, and I think KuCoin also. So this is one you can play, kind of anywhere. But Litecoin versus BTC. Okay, there you're starting to see it begin to go to the red because BTC is starting to move again. It looks from we're rendering slow. I got a lot of charts open. It's looking good there too, honestly. I'm going to wait for it's way above the RSI cave and far from that moving 8 on the 45-minute chart, but still, it looks strong. So LTC versus BTC, wait for a retrace. Let's see if we can find out why it's going crazy. Oh, and I think somebody commented. Somebody bought some of that. You know what? There was I forget what it is, but there was a news story like yesterday I saw about Litecoin network being used by somebody big, and it just went over my head. I just didn't think of it. I didn't think about how that might affect the price. But I think this could be on real news. I'll look for it today. I'll get that. I'll find that story and I'll post it over at bitcoindailyview.com, Bitcoin Daily View Telegram channel. I'll post it there. If anybody else knows it, then post it there too. If you see it, I think this is on solid news, solid partnerships. This definitely could hold and continue moving up. So whether you're trading against USDT or BTC, this thing needs to retrace a little bit, but it's on the way up. And if you're thinking long, well then, and you have confidence in the news, if we find it, I gotta double check it's real. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you'll ride this retrace because you're looking, big picture. Anyway, everybody, remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you screw up a globalist day. Every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is probably the most revolutionary act you can possibly do, the most powerful revolutionary act you can do against the Great Reset and the globalists who really dig Orwell's future of basically a boot on humanity's neck forever. This definitely pushes that boot off and then gives it a good, and then gives that monster a good punch in the nuts. So own your Bitcoin sats, not financial advice. Just, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being part of the peaceful revolution, and I'll see you guys later.